Alright. Hello everyone and welcome back to That Garden Life. It has been a while since I released an episode in this series. If you're new to my channel, That Garden Life is a series and a playlist that I have on my channel in which I talk about the transformation of our garden. At the moment it's looking very average and very boring, but over the course of the next month and a half we will be completely transforming it into a really heavenly garden. This is episode 4 and in this video I want to share with you our vision at the moment. This is something that we have been refining over the month of June while in lockdown, really thinking a lot about what we want, how we want to define the various aspects of our garden, the front garden, the side garden and the back garden, and we've come up with some amazing ideas we think are amazing at least. What was really fun is actually putting it on paper, measuring the garden and creating little cutouts of pieces of paper to really define exactly the elements we want included. So I've combined a montage of our vision for the front garden, the side garden and the back garden. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. In the next episode, we are actually meeting our landscapers and we will have the chance to refine these plans and see whether, what we were thinking will work or not, and really get very, very close to starting the actual project. So without further ado, here's what our vision for the garden as of June 2020 is.
Here is the front garden. This is the brick wall where the sidewalk is. This is the fence to the neighbors, and this is the new fence we will be building along the left-hand side. And here would be the back gate, about 40 centimeters in, as you'll see in the next on the side garden. At the moment, there's this huge cement hard stand here. It actually comes out to about that far and about that far. It's 140 centimeters out, 70 centimeters here. So we're obviously going to remove that. We've been looking on the internet at staircases to this type of property, and we're thinking a square staircase coming down. It would probably be about 3 steps to have what they call stair wings. And the photographs you're seeing now are examples of stair wings. Now what elevation we'd have them up to, or whether or not to come off the first step or above the first step, that we can determine. But we like the square look. We think that would look really smart. This is obviously going to be stone. I put in the gates here. We're still debating whether or not that's going to give us enough room with gates to get a car in. And if that's not going to happen, then we can forego the gates because we do have a back gate there. This would be raised up a bit. This is the bay window. Now that leaves us with this huge space. I think we want to go kind of English garden, a bit wild everywhere. So what possibly we could do, paving area here with stone or whatnot, or maybe something to match that, where we could put a little table and chairs, tree here or whatnot, and then just literally plant this out. Crazily plant this out. We may need to put a path to get here, put some trees along here, maybe a tree in a pot here, and that would give this space a real wild look, and we can sit somewhere in the middle and look around. Tons of perennials and things like that. We like the idea of it being wild, crazy, really green, and I think this line of demarcation by being raised will give it a really slick look here, and then kind of a more natural wilderness look here. We could put another potted plant here on the other side of the bay window to have it, Japanese maples or something, that give it some sort of symmetry. The hard stand, we're still not sure what's going to be behind that cement here. If it's really ugly, we might have to put a little bit of a hard stand here to kind of mask that, or maybe we just take it soil right up to the thing. The air hole is quite high here. We could put that there, we could put potted plants there, or we could put 2 urns.
So that's what the front garden looked like. As you saw, at the moment there is nothing there, it's just asphalt. It was created originally with parking space in mind, but we don't need that much parking space. We don't even own a car at the moment, but we'll probably just have space for just 1 car. But now let's move on to the side garden.
This is the side garden. As you can see, it's on a bit of an angle. Here is the corner of the front of the house. Here's the downspout. About 40 centimeters in, we'd have the fence with a gate. These are air vents in the appropriate spaces, a downpipe, the kitchen window, a gas access panel, and then here's the garage. We've put in these boxes, and they would be roughly in the space here. I've cut them on an angle. This would be the shed for the garbage bins, and this would be the last planter box. What we have here is 10 centimeters from the wall, which would provide some air access. We have openings where the air vents are. This will also give us access to the side of the boxes. It gives us 80 centimeters for a path here, straight line back to the garage. Garage door opens, maybe having the same stones as the pathway, kind of a patio in front just to keep the pebbles from the door and allowing the door to have easy opening. Whatever stones we're sort of using, we could make a little paved area there, and then, you know, we could always put a little table and chair here on that, our barbecue, and that would just kind of allow a place to sit so we can see the planter boxes. We're not sure if we want to use round, irregular stepping stones along here or square stepping stones. There's an argument for both. This way add some geometry and mix it up a bit. These would keep the linear lines, which could also look good, so we'll have to decide that. We got to make sure there's room here for these doors to open for the shed. This is wide enough at 80 for the bins to come through, but this door here on the fence will need to be wide enough as well. It can open out or open in. I guess the pebbles or whatever we have going in between these would come around here. The deck kind of starts here, and there's a little path down to the back of the garage there.
So that was the side garden. As you saw there, the key focus is on planting various vegetables. That's why we have a series of planters on each side of the path. We're really hoping to get as much of that morning light that comes through to the side of the house and grow some food. Now let's talk about the back garden.
This is the backyard. The deck is currently here, and this is the little sidewalk way that goes to the back area where the compost will be. At the moment, we have these dirt separation kind of beds. These are the current cement toppers, I guess they're called, and this is lawn. We want to put the staircase straight looking out from the French doors. On either side, we'd have some kind of matching topper, and we have these two antique urns that we were thinking would be on either side of the staircase. And we could put, you know, plants, look how nice that is, into these to give it some kind of structure. In the areas along here, seeing that this is going to be a play area for our kid, we want to do something to kind of border it in. So we were thinking box hedges that would go along here and go back along the side to where the raised bed in the back is going to be. As you can see, the box hedges kind of square it off, gives it some structural geometry. These would be kind of bushes, trees, whatever, grow up the side of the fence here. Now currently, this bed kind of goes like this and comes out to here. It has this curve to it. But we're thinking that this part of the lawn doesn't grow worth anything, but this part would. Knocking out this part of it now and squaring it off so that the toppers come all the way back to here with this box hedge. Make this 15 inches high from this topper. So we would just be removing this part and using the bricks to square it off, raising this up, and then this would just be, again, a crazy bushes in the back to hide the fence, to kind of hide the neighbors, tall, and working our way forward with bushes and colors. This is what we see from our bedroom window. This is what we see from our dining room. And so we think that this, just being really lush, would be beautiful. Now that leaves this weird area here. At the moment, there's just a piece of wood, and it's raised about 10 centimeters, and then another piece of wood 10 centimeters going to what was going to be the secret garden. We could make that 15 centimeters high from here across with another staircase that kind of looks like this, and then the secret garden kind of starts, it leaches in a bit to this back garden and then just starts here. You know, you have the wandering path here and the sort of object at the end in which draws our attention, and that's just all very freeform. I mean, the other idea is just to remove these two little wood things. Nothing grows here. We could just have the path. This could just end and then a little path starts here and kind of starts the secret garden.
So that was the back garden. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the lawn will be much neater with that square shape in the back. And of course we have that surprise area, that piece of land that's going to happen in the back. I'm not quite sure what's going to be at the moment. We think it's going to be that secret garden, and that's probably the least defined aspect of our project. So that's it for episode number 4. Next episode you're going to meet our landscapers, Mark and Terry. They are a local company here in Leeds, and they are a really friendly duo. So we'll introduce you to them and we'll get started on the project in episode 6. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye!